Yes.
So, well, first of all, how did you get involved? If you go over to your accounts here on Twitter or on Instagram, you see that you're a big time sports guy, football, baseball. You're doing a lot of content around both sports. But what specifically got you and say, hey, I want to do content creation now about sports? And what drove you to especially TikTok, which is a format Andrew is kind of emerging in now?
Yes. If you just give me a minute, I will explain to you. I just want to give you the overall of how Sheffield Shuffler became. So I am from Chicago. I lived on Sheffield and Addison, right down the street from Wrigley Field for 4 years, right? I would be known to, kind of come home late night after the bar stumbling, and my buddies would go, there he is, the Sheffield Shuffler shuffling home. So I took that name, and later in life, I want to become my own boss. I want to create videos. I've been doing this my entire life. This isn't like a one hit. Some guy made a video. I have a catalog of videos. I've been doing this since I've been in middle school. I got ding dong ditch videos from 5th grade that I can show you. I mean, so I'm trying to build my brand, my business. It's a sports multimedia company. I started out with t-shirts. I learned how to make a website on Shopify. I learned from YouTube videos how to do Photoshop and Illustrator. I bought equipment. So I wanted to make t-shirts and kind of start selling t-shirts, get some passive income on the side. And then that grew into, I want to put my personality behind the brand. So that's when I started, let's make a TikTok, Instagram, and kind of starting putting myself out there more. And that's just what it's developing. Nobody was opening doors for me in the sports world. So I wanted to build my own door and break it down.
I love that. That's really the way it's got to go. And I just got my green screen yesterday, by the way. It came in the mail, the Christmas present to myself.
Nice.
So I can do the same sort of thing. With this video specifically, what kind of reaction have you had? Because it's so funny, folks. You got to go over and check it out. Again, I retweeted it at Drake Fantasy. And on Twitter, he is at Chef. He ran out of characters. So it's at Sheffield Shuff, just SUFF. You can see his great work over there as far as TikTok and Instagram at Sheffield Shuffler. But what has the reaction been to this video?
So for every 100 positive, that is so funny, keep going comments, there are 2 that are, why are you degrading women? This isn't disgusting. I'm like, do you understand they got shoulder pads on? Those aren't real women. Like, they don't understand. These aren't real women. I took these men from the NFL, put them and dressed like a woman. And I said, how many beers would it take for me to go talk to them? I'm insulting myself. I'm not insulting anybody else.
I hear you. So what have you found in terms of TikTok, Instagram, whatever, in terms of when you do like a hardcore baseball post and you're talking about like, hey, the Cubs just signed whoever the Cubs, something like that. The Mets are on a spending spree. Do you find you get better interaction with that, or is it the funny stuff?
So I like to put out like graphics. I do like a lot of graphic stuff that doesn't get as much interaction. A lot of the videos do. TikTok has been really, it's whatever the algorithm is, it just kind of pushes your content out to more people. It's a lot easier to get a following there than it is on Instagram or Twitter. But my whole thing has just been keep going and just making videos. I made 157 videos on TikTok, right? On Wednesday, I had 175 followers. Nobody followed me. I had 175 followers on Wednesday. I posted this one. My 158th video was seen over 3.5 million people on TikTok alone. And like you said, then it was shared. I put it on my Twitter. You saw it. It's on Reddit. It's just recycling. It's all over. These big accounts are reposting it. So you never know how close you are to breaking through. So all content creators out there, if this is something you're passionate about, keep going. Do not listen to naysayers. The fastest way to kill a dream is to tell small-minded people. So that's what it took. That's just how this has happened to me in the last, 72 hours.
Wow. Now, what I'm curious about also with these, posts and creating and all that, like how much time and how much thought goes into it. I saw a great little TV show about TikTok creators during the pandemic. They kind of got burned out because they're like, I can't come up with this stuff this fast. People just want stuff all the time. How much time do you put in on a daily basis creating fun? And is it just when the mood hits you, or you have a whiskey or something at night and you go like, okay, let me start writing it down, or what?
That video, the one I did, I literally woke up, made a coffee, sat on my couch, put my hood on. I didn't like get dressed up or anything. Like I just, I'm just trying to pump out content. And to get back to what you were saying, when I run out of ideas for content, that's when I can lean on graphic design. I can go work on a t-shirt. I like, oh, Max Scherzer just got signed. Let's make a Scherzer t-shirt, Scherz Day. So I have other avenues that I have like built and kind of done pretty well in that I can lean on those when I run out of ideas for, just video content.
Andrew, you're kind of in this space. Like, what do you think with, is this then the future of content creation? It's not just like, hey, I've got a website, pff.com, come read my articles. And Peter, you said the right thing. Nobody was opening a door for me, so I went and kicked it down.
Yeah, I built my own door. And because you know what? Everybody wants the cake, right? But nobody gets the cake. You know what you're given? You're given the batter, the eggs, and the oven. How bad do you want to put that together though? Right. Mm-hmm. I started this a year and a half ago. Nobody cared about me. No one did anything. I sold a couple t-shirts. That's it. But look at this now. This is like insane. All this stuff has seen my picture everywhere. You guys are bringing me on to Sirius XM interviews. Like it's nuts how fast that can happen. But yeah, that's just kind of just a little insight on that.
Andrew, anything from you?
No, I mean, that's that's awesome to hear, as someone that is, in that 100 TikTok range of followers, I'm like, all right, so like, that's really what it takes. It really only takes one video to kind of get you over the hump. So I know that I've been churning out some videos, I think basically since the summertime. It's kind of when I first started on TikTok, putting out, videos catering around, fantasy football. Obviously Sirius XM Fantasy Football Sports Radio Show is what we're doing here with Pro Football Focus. So that's kind of what I center on, but I try to be, add some comedy elements to the football, analysis as well. But I like that you don't necessarily hammer yourself. Like if you don't have any content, ideas, you're not in that content creative space, you have those other avenues to look for. That's not really something I really thought of. It's like, don't try to like bang your head into a wall. Use your other sources, do something else to kind of still be productive, but not necessarily get frustrated. Because I think that's what happens, like Brian had mentioned, like with burnout. It's like, that's something that's really something you need to be cognizant of, as a content creator.
And then also look at other content ideas. So instead of making, a funny video, I like gambling, sports gambling. So then it's like, hey, let's go look at the lines for Sunday. Let's make a video why I would take X team over here and give 3 points as to trends, whatever it is. And, do that instead. Like I can look up stats and I can give you 3 good reasons why I should take the points on the Sunday night game or for whatever it is. So just kind of thinking around the sports world and how you want to incorporate that in your content.
Peter is our guest from the Sheffield Shuffler multimedia empire. Make sure you're following. Go over to TikTok, over to Instagram, Sheffield Shuffler. On Twitter, it's at Sheffield Shuff because there's just not enough characters on Twitter. So SHUFF. And you can link to it also from my account at Drake Fantasy. So are you big into fantasy football? Do you play in a lot of leagues or do you give a lot of advice?
I play one league. I put one attention to one league. I can't do, all these other kind of stuff. I do one league with my cousin and a bunch of his friends. I'm in 3rd place right now. I'm doing okay. I slipped up on Thursday because all this was going on. So I didn't play CeeDee Lamb. So I'm kicking myself for that. I scored 19 points. Little upset about that, but I think I'm okay for right now. We'll see how Chris Godwin does, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'm ready to make a playoff push. What about you guys?
Oh, there's too many leagues. I mean, we start talking about them here on the air, and the listeners out there, they're like, guys, we want our advice. We don't care about your dopey leagues. But
yeah.
What else I wanted to ask you is, in terms of TikTok, like how do you monetize that? Like people have it on their phone, and they go, okay, there's all these guys making these funny videos. Can you make money from TikTok?
So glad you asked that. So in October, the end of October, I was let go from my job in corporate America. They were downsizing. So I have not been working. So that allowed me to spend all my day and time. I'd wake up till about noon. I'd fill out applications, go on Indeed, bang out, a bunch of applications. And then about noon, time to get to work. Let's start making some content, do a podcast by yourself, make some graphics, whatever it was. So yeah, I'm hoping from all this that I can monetize it somehow. From somebody hire me. I am more than capable. I bring a lot of value. I want to, be a part of a brand, whatever it is. So I'm hoping that this will open doors for me, honestly. And I believe that I was on this path for a reason. It's very easy to look and say, I'm really discouraged because I was let go or whatever. But, a month later, look at what has happened to my life and the exposure that I've gotten for something that I've worked for the last a year and a half. So, I haven't figured out how to do it yet. I'm hoping somebody will see that I have some value to add to their brand or their company. So I will let you know when I am able to monetize that.
Yeah, let us know the secret. I mean, I'm in the same boat as, I got a job I'm in sales and I got to do this fantasy thing on the side, but I love it. I want to be my own boss and just create content. I know Andrew's kind of in the same boat. Andrew's full time, getting paid to do fantasy football, which is, the dream of so many guys. And
awesome.
And I know there's guys in fantasy who are not doing anything as close to as clever, who get, paid gigs at sites out there. We're not going to name names, but trust me, you're on the right path. You'll be doing well. And what I love about somebody who has nothing else to do, that's when you find true talent. That's when somebody breaks down the door. And whether it's in fantasy, whether it's in life, whether it's in creating a new company, when you don't have anything else to fall back on, and this is all you have. I can't fail because I don't have anything else. That's when the magic happens.
Ryan, the hungry dog runs fastest.
No question. It sounds like Jason Kelsey here. And now that you're living in Philly.
And I do have a shirt on my website that has that Jason Kelsey shirt. So check it out.
Love it, man. Peter, thanks so much for giving us a few minutes here again. Follow Peter on social media. He's the Sheffield Shuffler. That's SHEFFIELD and Shuffler SHUFFLER. So much funny stuff. If you want to just find him, go over to my Twitter page at Drake Fantasy. I've retweeted him and I posted the video. Pete, best of luck. Keep in touch. We're following you on social media, and I know big things are ahead, my friend.
I appreciate both you guys. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
All right. When we come back, folks, it's America's favorite segment. It's Hate the Drake.